What's up, everybody? You got your boy Phil Shocker and the Nice Jog here with the RGBL Week 16 builder, Week 7. Sorry, it's 6:08 p.m. 8. Oh my god, I'm really tired. Excuse me. 6:18 a.m. So I'm gonna be tired and not know exactly what the heck I'm saying. But if you guys are excited, leave a like, haven't ready, subscribe if you are new, join the Phil Shocker crew today because you be thrilling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's break down today's matchup. So as of recording, I'm gonna keep saying I have not played my week 6 game, so I don't know if I'm 4-2 or if I'm 5-1. But again, if I get 2 victories and clinch playoffs, if I don't get my 2 victories, it's not end of the. If I don't get that victory, there's still a good chance, and 4-2 is not even that bad. We're still within the top 8. We're kind of pushing towards the 5-6 mark, so we gotta be a little cautious and careful. But I think we have a decent matchup here where we can really put on the pressure. But if you guys are excited, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and share around with your friends if you guys are interested in the draft league stuff, and if your friends are interested in draft league, because I don't mind teaching people how to do draft league and stuff like that, because I've been doing the sport now for about 3.5 years, so I really would be interested in helping you guys out there. But let's break down this matchup. My opponent's team is the um, shoot, there was something Caparages. I feel bad because I like trying to shout out the team names every single time. But we're facing off against my opponent who has Dragovich, Togekis, Salazar, Decidueye, Molga, Theraforn, Indeedee, Stantler, Stewblade, I don't know why I'm forgetting these names, Poliwrath, and Mega Tyranitar. This team is completely random. He has 2 flying types. He's got two steel types, 2 grass. He's got 2 grass types. There's 2 water types. Like, there's so much repeated typing here that it's going to be really easy for me to just kind of take advantage and just go from there. So yeah, but I might change one of my sets now, but I don't know if I would need to. But looking at this matchup, it's a pretty easy matchup for me, but I'm going to take this matchup very seriously. But looking at my opponent's team, I don't think he's bringing Tyranitar at all. Tyranitar just has a terrible matchup versus my team. It does not match up at all versus anything. I don't think Poliwrath comes. Poliwrath doesn't really match up that strongly against a lot of things on my team. Doublade has a tiny bit of merit to show up, but again, I don't really think it's going to do anything, especially if I knock off a Divalite and stuff like that. Even with a Diva I could still do a lot of massive damage to him because he's not going to be ready any defense investment really besides maybe back change. Excuse me. But I really don't think it's going to do too much versus us. Stantler could be a little annoying versus us because of the fact it could be Sap Sipper or Intimidate. If it does come, I probably see more of Intimidate Stantler than I do anything else, just because Stantler can be a little more annoying that way. Indeed, he can also be something that we gotta be on the lookout there for, because indeed he can be a little annoying with how it's gonna just be able to spam its attacks against us, and plus its dual stab hits our team really strongly. We don't have a really good switch into normal and psychic typing on our team. I mean, we do have a bug type, but Dottler ain't doing anything. We do have steel type of an Excadrill. Excuse me. But however, it does get access to mystical fire. Ugh. Sorry guys, my just supper from last night has just been really messing me up, and I have a little hard time to talk and stuff, so bear in mind with me. But Indeedee could definitely be a good possibility for him to bring. If I had to pick between Indeedee to Doublade, if there was a substitution out for his team, I think Stantler fits the substitution a tiny bit better just for utility access and everything like that. But if I couldn't pick Stantler, then I'd probably pick Indeedee. But look at the main 6. He's going to bring my boy against me. I don't know if people know about this, but I do love Mr. Vish. Mr. Vish I've won 3 championships with. And this is no joke why I would want to use Mr. Vish. Mr. Vish is just so good. I love it. It matches up well. And I have a feeling I know what he's going to do. I feel like he's going to run Choice Scarf, Sand Rush, Vish. Now, hear me out on why I say that. I say that because he knows that with Sand Up, his team gets absolutely shafted by Excadrill. So what he's going to probably do is he is going to run Choice Scarf, Vish. I know that for a fact. He's going to run Choice Scarf, Sand, Vish to where he's either going to speed creep, where he doesn't even need a speed creep at all. He can just run enough speed in his speed and adamant nature to kill me. So the goal is to hopefully trick him hopefully trick him with that. Now, I did take the precautions to run maybe Jolly in this matchup with my Excadrill, which I'm going to spoil, as you can see, we brought it. But it's a safety precaution thing to counteract that speed creep that we're looking for here. And I can double check to make sure I can outspeed it with Adamant Nature, but I don't think I can. But the main importance of running Dragovich this week against me is for the abuse that Choice Scarf Sand Rush. And if he's not Sand Rush and he's only Choice Scarf, that puts our team in such an amazing position. Because then he can't do anything versus my team, really. He can't. I mean, Vish is still going to be a problem versus me. Don't get me wrong. But Vish is less of a problem versus me once I get up. Once I don't have the sand up. So definitely something else. Also, ignore what that says. That's just for a friendly league we have there. So, and also, I'm not, channel made for kids. So, if you're 17, if you're 16 below, don't watch my videos. But anyways, Togekiss is extremely annoying versus our team to deal with. It could be a Scarf Togekiss. It could potentially be. I do expect also maybe Agility Togekiss, maybe Agility Roost, and then Air Slash. But then, here's the problem with this set. The problem with Togekiss is definitely have a lot of moveset problems. It wants to potentially carry Defog. I don't think it will carry Defog this matchup. I do think some of his other things carry Defog, so I can see Agility, either Agility 3 attacks or Agility, Air Slash Heat Wave, and then Roost, which I think would be the smarter set for him to bring. I don't think he brings Dazzling Gleam to this matchup because Dazzling Gleam doesn't really do him anything he would really want. So definitely something to note right there. But I definitely think we can win this matchup if we get the set protected and we know how to handle it. Salazzle is a massive problem versus our team. Spec Salazzle kind of just clicks the button. He might be forced to bring Scarfed, but it could be interesting. I feel like because the reason why I would say he brings Specs is his only best way to break Venusaur with Salazzle, because otherwise Salazzle just kind of just dies to any hit that Venusaur does. Yes, Venusaur can be specially defensive, but with Specs hits, Salazzle's actually going to be able to have a chance to knock me out with a Fire Blast with that range, especially if it's Modest, which I kind of do expect Modest versus my team versus Timid, but it's definitely going to be one of those mons we definitely got to be careful, and he's going to have to be running Sludge Wave over Sludge Bob. Excuse me, because of that reason. If he's Nasty Plot Focus Sash, he's less likely less of a problem just because he's that manageable. So there's that. I do think Decidueye has a really decently good ground resist. It's also a really good bond to kind of just remove hazards for him, and also should be a really annoying Don. We don't have the best switches to Ghost types on our team, so definitely a Ghost type like this one can definitely go in a lot of work versus us. Believe it or not, I actually think he's going to be bringing Emolga versus us. Emolga actually is quite annoying versus our team. It gives him that electric immunity that he really needs against Zero Aura. It gives him that mon that can actually relatively check Como-O really decently. And it's a decent mon to also handle our Venusaur. So definitely expect potentially Emolga to show up because Emolga is going to be really, really annoying for this matchup. And lastly, I think Ferrothorn comes. Ferrothorn, I think, comes just because he needs something to bring hazards. Because if you really look at his team, he only has 2 Stealth Rockers and his 1 Spiker being that. So I definitely expect him to bring hazards versus our side of the field. So definitely going to be something to note with that. So yeah, that's going to be the team I expect him to bring versus us. Again, there could be maybe 1 or 2 models like we switch up. I think this is his best 6 versus us. But with that being said, let's break down our team match. And if I went a little longer in the team builder, I do apologize. But I felt like this week I wanted to be a little explanatory because I knew about a certain set that I think he can bring versus us. So let's kick off with the kill leader. We're still within the top 3 kill leaders, or top 5. And our kill leader for our team, it is the Avatar Zero Aura. There is no joke when I say this. You look at this man's team. Where's his ground type? His ground type, non-existent. Now, this is where I'm having a trouble. I want to switch this set to Sub, Bulk Up, Plasma Fist, and then either Blaze Kick or Knockoff. The problem I'm having with not having Knockoff is I can't really get rid of items, and plus it's a little less likely way to remove any potential items on an opponent's team. However, I do think it's still a good idea to just maybe get rid of Knockoff and just run Blaze Kick, because Blaze Kick can be able to hit the Emolga still. It hits Decidueye for super effective damage, and no, I think I've talked myself into it. I think I have talked myself into it. And I think we're into that, and I'm going to probably change this to leftovers. Now, here's the main idea with this, right? I can easily bring Choice Banded Zero Aura this game. Now, the reason why I would bring said Choice Banded Zero Aura set, because again, he's got nothing on his team that takes an electric type attack except for his Decidueye, but even Decidueye doesn't want to take about 30 to 40% chip damage off of that, and his Ferroform. So that's where we're going to run Substitute. Basically, the main idea of this set is just probably lead off with it versus whatever lead he has. So, because I don't think he's got a hard lead with his I don't expect him to lead a hard Dracovish in this matchup. I see him to lead real hard into hazard setting or to predict something. So, like, if he wants to lead off with, actually, there's a couple of leads I can go with here. But if he leads off with, it's not the end of the world. But basically Zero Aura, once it gets as a substitute in front of Ferroform, in front of anything else, and I get one or two bulk ups off, it's basically game over. There's nothing this man can do against us. And plus, another reason we're running sub is that if Dracovish is in on me, I get to guarantee my suspicions of a main choice card. And I think if it's adamant, let's actually look at a calc right here. We're 367 speed. If Dracovish is adamant, we could speed creep for adamant with adamant, but if he's running, like, let's look here. Let's look at our extra drill here. Let's look at extra drill with Jolly and Sand. He then only needs to run. He actually doesn't really need to run any speed at all, really, against me. Wow. I did not know that. Huh, I probably should have calculated that earlier. So that means he would probably run 606 speed. And then without sand, it's 303, which means we are faster, which then would cancel out his power to hit us hard. Also, I apologize for this. And yeah, if we start bulking up and he's like 303 scarfed with Sand Rush, we outspeed and we can neutralize his vicious rends with going for bulk up. So definitely something to note right there. So yeah, I think I'm not going to touch my speed set. I think he's going to change the move set there. But Zero Aura literally wouldn't be the game here. There's nothing you can do about it because, again, this is why you draft a ground type in the draft league, so you don't lose to an electric type, especially an electric type like Zero Aura. Up next, we're bringing Groot. And I know a lot of you are probably be thinking it's a little weird for me to bring Groot when he has a Psychic type, he's got two Flying types, he has a Steel type we really can't break. So, but hear me out. There's a specific reason why I went with this set. Now, there could be the chance he may not even bring both his Flying types. There could be a chance. He could just maybe bring, for some reason, think, Amolga's my only good flying type this matchup. I'm going to bring that. If he does not bring Togekiss, he kind of just loses. Because once I set up a substitute, Sludge Bomb, 2 at KOs. Oh my god, sorry guys. It's just that, oof. But basically, Amolga, for one, is not even a Pokemon. Let's not even talk about that thing. But it doesn't do anything. Now, we do have Substitute, which is really important right here. We aren't running Grass Stab. Now, that's a little bit of a risky bring on my end. But if you really look at his team, I really don't need Grass Stab. His team, besides maybe one Mon being Poliwrath and maybe Tyranitar, not having Grass Stab would suck. But if you really think about it, Earth Power hits everything I still want to hit, and Sludge Bomb smacks about every single thing on his team that I really want. And what's really good about having Earth Power is I can basically easily 1v1 Ferroform. So basically, Ferroform can never stall me because Ferroform does not bring Synthesis. I don't even know if it does learn Synthesis or not. The only one Mon that could maybe 1v1 me would maybe be Decidueye, but then again, there's me clicking Sludge Bomb to get poisons and stuff like that. And again, if Togekiss does not come, Groot is amazingly gooder in this matchup and definitely can help us around. And especially shutting down Dracovish, because if Dracovish is, again, not strong jaw, then he's definitely going to be bringing Psychic Fangs. But if he's strong jaw with Psychic Fangs, it is a little bit more of a problem because we are running more specially defensive. And this is also kind of even my check to handle specs hits from his Salazzle and that type of regard. So that's going to be something to note right there. We're running max HP, 32 defense, 220 in the Spadef, calm nature with 4 in speed. Because if he is, for some reason, just a really annoying, bulky Togekiss, I want to at least have that 4 in speed to basically clarify if it's got speed or not. Up next, we're bringing Type, and we're bringing Offensive this week. We're bringing Savali this week, but we're bringing Fairy. Now, Fairy is a little weird to bring versus him, but I have my reasons for running this. Multi-attack, Flame Charge, Rock Slide, and Swords Dance. Now, Flame Charge is designed to outspeed the Dracovish, which is really important right there, and Rock Slide hits about everything that I can't hit with multi-attack. Plus, Rock Slide's really good to hit things like the Emolga. That way I don't get static or Motor Drive. Even though I know it's going to be Motor Drive, I still don't want to take my chances with being static, because static could still be a thing that he can do. I don't know if static works on electric types, but it's still going to be one of those things that I expected to be brought because of that reason. But basically, Savali just wins. He doesn't have the strongest switch to Fairy Stab on his team. Once we get a Swords Dance off after a Flame Charge, we kind of just win because there's no real reason for him to bring a Steel move on his Ferroform, really. I expect maybe Rocks, Leech Seed, potentially Protect, and then maybe a Grass move. Maybe even a ground move potentially. But other than that, I don't see him running Steel Stab at all in this matchup. So the goal is probably to go to hopefully get a Swords Dance off in front of Ferroform and then just click Flame Charge. And then maybe he swaps in, let's say, Salazzle. I Flame Charge, I'm faster than Salazzle, and I click Rock Slide, knock that thing out, and then I can just start spamming multi-attack. Because there's a decent chance he could be Oka Berry on his, what's his name? Ferroform, but I don't think it for strongly that I can count. But honestly, Savali can win this game if we position it correctly. We're running max HP for some bulk, 156 HP, 156 in attack, 4 defense, and 96 speed with the Jolly Nature. With the speed, we were faster than Dracovish. Decided just to be faster than Dracovish, just because again, if we're faster than Dracovish, Fish can't do anything to me. Now up next, we're bringing Excadrill, and this is a very risky set, but I think it works. Now we're not bringing Sand this week. I want him to believe that Sand is coming because Sand really beats his team. But I want him to prep for Sand. Then when we don't bring Sand, we bring the right counter prep to him. Now we could still lose even if he does prep for Sand and he preps around it. We could still lose. It's not guaranteed we'll win the game because we don't bring Sand. But there's still a good chance we could lose this game if we don't prep correctly. But we're bringing Excadrill because Excadrill's matchup is still extremely really good. Ironhead, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Stealth Rock. We are bringing Stealth Rocks this week. We're not bringing any hazard removal. Because you really look at my team, hazards really don't do too much for him, but it's still something that maybe I might look into with Rapid Spin. I don't know. But it's still one of those things where if we have Stealth Rocks on his side of the field and he has no way to remove them, I'd rather keep those rocks on his side of the field as well, just to really chip down his team. Rock Slide hits everything that we can't resist wise. It's mostly there just for the Emolga, really. But Earthquake and Ironhead destroy his draft. Once Ferroform gets chipped down to about, if he's not leftovers, around 70-ish%, he's going to get 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake unless we get absolute low rolls. But essentially, we'll get 2-hit KO by Earthquake, which is going to be really, really good. But yeah, Ironhead is pretty looking for everything else, and I just think Excadrill can be a backup win-con/breaker for us if we get things rolling with it. Up next, we're bringing back Harry this week. Harry could have put in a lot more work for us if I probably had just saved it and kept it around for that Gardevoir, or if we had just maybe went in the different route. But we're bringing kind of the same set we written last time, just because it just works so well. We're bringing Flamethrower, Psychic, Trick, and Grass Knot, 116 HP. Hey, sorry guys, it's just my cats. They were roughhousing. I didn't want them roughhousing while I was recording. I didn't want this set to just go waste. So I decided to go with another spec set this week. We're bringing kind of a lot of bulk in this week. We're bringing 116 HP, max special attack, modest nature, 16 in the Spadef, and 124 speed. Basically, you look at this man's team. What is his best switch into Psychic Stab besides the Steel types? Not really anything. He doesn't even have a dark. I mean, he does have a Dark type, but his Dark type really doesn't come this matchup. And even if his Dark type does come this matchup, I do have Grass Knot, and Grass Knot's only going to be specifically there for Tyranitar. Otherwise, I have Trick there, hopefully to trick the Ferroform. I'll have other ways to kind of deal with everything else in his team. And if Dracovish comes in on me and I trick it, Dracovish basically gets neutered right there. He can't do anything to me because with specs on it, he can't have any attack boost or something like that. He doesn't get any speed boost. We basically cripple his answers to a lot of things. And if we get a scarf, that actually puts us in a really good position because then that makes us still faster than Dracovish. I can then click Psychic on it after it's weakened down with after clicking Trick, and then basically be able to win it. So ultimately, I think Delphox, even though it's a little bit of a questionable bring, somewhat would someone say, I think it's a perfect bring for this matchup, and I'm really looking forward to Delphox putting in some good work. And last one on the list, we're in Scale Mailer, the Como O, who has not been able to do too much for us, but I've been enjoying using it. With Dragon Dance, Rock Slide, Close Combat, and Dragon Claw, 80 in HP, max attack, 176 in the speed. With the speed, we are faster than Dracovish by 1 point, just like everything else on our team. And basically, +1, we're faster than anything else unless he's scarfed on anything else, which I don't think anything else besides Dracovish is being scarfed. But once we get a Rock Slide up, we're basically faster. And everything on his team, Rock Sliding is really good. We do have the Copa Berry there just to be able to take hits from the Togekiss. Like I said, I don't think he's bringing Dazzling Gleam against my team when Roost is really important. Agility can be really good, and Heat Wave is really important. I don't see him running Dazzling Gleam against me. I really don't see it. But with the Dragon Dance up, we basically are faster than everything else on his team. 100% unless something else is Scarf from my knowledge, but I don't think there anything will be. And then once I start getting and I think I'm gonna be um hmm. I need to see if Leech Seed works on Overcoat Mons. I don't know if it does or not, but I'll fix it. I'll check that later. But basically, if this Como Ults gets set up to +1 or +2, it's basically a game. There's nothing my opponent will be able to do, and we can just simply win the game with Como. We do have the Koopa Bear also for the potential flying move from the Emolga as well, so that way we can get another free Dragon Dance up. Como basically just sweeps. So yeah, that's gonna be the team, guys. I think we have a really good chance to go and win this match and either go 5-2 or go 6-1. Really good matchup for us here. But again, we're not gonna counter chickens before they hatch because anything can happen in a game. But yeah, that's gonna be for me, guys. If you like, you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Till next time, guys. Peace.